So, is this Sinister Gambino here with a new stream. And this stream, I'm going to be going over the event week for this week in Red Dead Online. So starting off, of course, the featured series is a new variant of The Last Stand. And apparently every player spawned next to a random weapon. Wonder if there's the possibility of repeat weapons between two different players. I'm very curious about that. And yeah, basically you have to be the last one that survives to win, I believe. So it's not like a team mode at all. It's every man for himself kind of thing. So I might play a match of that at the end of the stream. But for now, I'll be going into free mode. But yeah, starting off doing free roleplay. So yeah, meanwhile, some asshole got in my way, of course, but yeah, what I meant was doing free roll, like, daily challenges, of course. Doing free roll daily challenges will get Red Dead Online $100. So that's how you get the Red Dead Online $100. I made sure to go in details of it kind of a bit in the title, so I can make it clear that it wasn't, like, just for logging in, of course. I'll say the news wires up, like with pretty much all my Red Dead Online streams compared to my GT Online streams. But yeah, you do have to do free role challenges. I believe it has to be for a particular role as well, so it has to be free for a particular role. So if you do one for each or whatever, it's not going to count, plus a second one on another one. And then there's also 1.5 times Moonshiner roll XP on cell missions, and then bootlegger, and then the story missions. Those all have 1.5 times Moonshiner roll XP. It's probably best off to do the cells and bootlegger missions over the story missions for the XP, of course, since those two you can do in free mode, and you can also do other things, whereas the story missions require you to go in a lobby dedicated to the story mission. So that's my advice for the Moonshiner roll XP going on for this week. And then there's 40% off Moonshine Shacks as well. Which, by the way, Moonshine Shacks are in gold. I still decided to put 40% off because it's 25 gold normally for a Moonshine Shack, so 40% off is still 10 gold bars, so that's why I mentioned 40% off. Speaking of 40% off, the Moonshine Shack band expansion is also 40% off. And as for the band expansion, that's not really worth it, honestly. Pretty sure all it does is it lets you, like, play music and stuff. Like, yeah, it's required for one of the daily challenges, I think. One of the role challenges that you can get, I believe, requires the band expansion. But yeah, aside for that, I don't really think it's worth it. Yeah, apparently a lot of those are expiring pretty soon. thing I'll make sure to do is mash refills within the next week. Oh, really? Damn, that's asshole, man. Shit. Oh my god, how is my character not doing anything with this knife here? Fucking finally. As my character is about to fucking die, he finally did something. Seriously, man. Fucking hell, I just spawned in and someone is already trying to fucking kill me. Oh, come on. Eat this fucking prick, man. Seriously. Seriously, I literally just spawned in, so this dude's gonna fucking be able to do that shit. Come on. Move. Stupid character. Oh my god, my character's gonna die in that shit. Wow. Or he was about to. I get killing it. My defensive bitch. But yeah, as for title, Mr. Spectator, just about everything I wanted to mention, I mentioned. But yeah, when it comes to the role challenges, I definitely suggest going for the collector ones. Because trader ones, the camp feature can be quite broken in this game sometimes, so I definitely don't recommend doing trader daily role challenges. Like, yeah, of course you can do them if your camp shows up properly, but there's times where it doesn't. So I would kind of avoid doing the trader role challenges if you're just planning to do free role challenges for the 7th week. So yeah, collector ones are good for if you're trying to do the minimum, like, role daily challenges for a week, which is 3 of them. The Moonshiner. Yeah, of course there's ones where you can sell goods. There's ones requiring you to craft moonshine, of course, which those are kind of not worth it. You could probably just buy the toxic moonshine, like directly from Maggie Fike or whatever. You could probably buy the moonshine from her, so it's kind of not worth crafting it, I would say. Because I wouldn't imagine it would be that much to buy the toxic moonshine itself over crafting it and getting the actual, like, materials. Of course, if you already have the materials, that's good, but yeah, I don't really recommend those. The moonshine ones can be kind of okay to do, unlike the trader, where the camp feature gets broken in this game quite sometimes, from my experience, as of the latest update at least. So trader, I would say, is the least worth it so far. If you want to do any, I would definitely recommend a collector, since you can make good money from them on the side. Of course, you also can when you sell goods. But yeah, there's also challenges which require you to, like, there's challenges as well with the Moonshiner, that require you to, like, serve the other players when it comes to drinks and stuff, of course. those kinds aren't going to be all that worth doing either if you're going for the bare minimum. And yeah, there's a weary one with the band expansion requiring you to like play music or something. Like yeah, that's a really easy one, but yeah, it's kind of only purpose for the band expansion. You could honestly probably skip out on that and save money for something better. And then the bounty ones. Bounty targets looted, that's a pretty easy one, of course. Basically, you just do your bounty missions and just loot your, like, target if you don't already. And yeah, the other one for me, at least, is bringing them from New Austin. There's quite the easy bounty ones as well. But if you get ones that require you to have one with like 4 minutes remaining, I wouldn't really recommend doing that everyone for the bare minimum. Since it's essentially trying to make you speedrun bounty missions, which, why is that a daily challenge? Like, let people enjoy the bounties and not have to rush through them. Like, if they were a freaking speedrunner. So all in all, I would say the bounty hunting and then the moonshine ones are semi-worth doing. The trader, because the camp feature is pretty broken in this game, I wouldn't recommend the trader ones. And I mean, if you're going for the bare minimum, of course, if you're only planning on doing free roll challenges, and then I would highly recommend the collector ones for sure. Of course, you can easily look up a map for like the location of the collectibles on a given day. So that makes that one real easy to do. That's kind of my guide on roll challenges and how to best go about them, of course, if you're planning on doing the bare minimum. But yeah, here's a thing in the benefits section about Last Stand, and then the other one that's coming soon called Name Your Weapon. Of course, everyone details of Last Stand. But do keep in mind, Name Your Weapon is coming out as well, a new variant of it, considering all the modes have been out before, it's just new variants of them. I go in more details, of course, with it in my previous stream, because they were mentioned before. I already mentioned my strategy with the Moonshiner mission rollout speed boost stuff, so yeah, I don't really need to mention any more of that. 40% off band expansion. As I mentioned already, it's not really a worthy investment going for the band expansion. Since it doesn't directly affect the business, it's kind of just a thing on the side, of course. The only thing that really directly affects the business, of course, is like your herbs and stuff you have for making the moonshine you want to make. And then also like the distillers or whatever. Going up to like the 60-minute one with the polished copper moonshine distiller or whatever. Which, by the way, that's still free for Twitch Prime. All the Twitch Prime stuff's pretty much the same. Same with the PlayStation Plus bonus thing as well, with like free ability cards. That's been the same for a while. This I have not mentioned at all. But yeah, if you fill all 7 outfit slots for your character this week, you'll get a reward for a free offhand holster before rank 70. They've done things with offhand holsters with discounts before, but I don't know if they've given free ones before. They probably have done a free offhand holster before. But yeah, I think offhand holsters allow you to like dual wield and stuff. I'm not sure if that's the case, so it's probably something kind of worth doing if you don't already have an offhand holster. But it's not the most like worthy thing to do, of course. Of course, to fill all 7 outfit slots, you might want to buy a lot of clothing to do that, so it's probably not very good. It's, overpriced, I would say, the clothing is in this game. But of course, you could probably, like, with the basic clothing that your character starts with and stuff, you could probably make 7 outfits of that if you really want to accelerate that kind of thing. So it could be real easy to do without buying a lot of clothing at all. But honestly, it's probably more of a hassle than it is rewarding, I would say. To me, it's kind of a chore to fill up all my outfit slots. I don't think I've ever done that for GTA Online. Find like 20 outfits I really care to use. And then, last chance for some limited stock clothing with the Concho pants, Charo jacket or Charo jacket, whatever, and more. Also including the Carbo double bandolier, Cambless corset, hitch skirt, porter jacket, Charo jacket. Oh, some of those, a couple of them are repeats. So aside from that one and the pants, there's also the Prieto poncho, whatever. Of course, on the left is confirmation. You have to complete 3 role challenges for any role to receive a reward of 100 Red Online dollars. Definitely the biggest highlight, I would say, for this event week, along with the Last Stand, the new variation of Last Stand. Those are probably the 2 biggest highlights of this event week. And then, yeah, the one in the middle and the one on the right were already shown off. And here's some of the, like, discounts as well. So yeah, there's 40% off on Norfolk Roadster horses. So its highlight seems to be its, like, speed and stamina. Like, the horse's, like, stamina core and its, like, general speed. So it's probably a good, like, racing horse. Though I think that's, like, a dedicated, like, kind of horse. I think there's a whole, like, section dedicated to race horses in, like, the stable. And then, yeah, once again, the one that's on the middle and the right are duplicates. And that's all that shows off on there. So yeah, I sadly didn't see any mention, aside from the newswire, for 10 gold bars off of Moonshine Shack. Though do know if you haven't already invested into Moonshine Shack, it is 10 gold bars off, or 40% off. Since, yeah, 10 out of 25 is 40%, so I figured I would just include 40% off with the Moonshine Shacks as well. And then as for locations for Last Stand, there's Amesburg Mine, Armadillo, and Cemetery, at least for the new variant of Last Stand. Speaking of the new variant, I will play a single match of it at least, because I'm already all done mentioning the event week stuff. Except actually, there's the weekly collection, which I do forget about like half the time, I feel, to mention the weekly collection. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to pick pick it up at a post office, and then I'll be able to see it. So I'll quickly make my way over to a post office. Also get out of defense mode since one scumbag fucking went after me at the way beginning. Like seriously, how does someone like go right after you right as you spawn? It's like they fucking know where your spawn is and shit. Like how the fuck? Like how the hell does that work, man?
There's a face I haven't seen in a long while.
Yeah, weekly collection for this week is the Fortune Tellers collection. This is something they don't really mention on their news wires anymore, by the way, for the weekly collections, and they also don't put in that, like, benefits section. I can use more revolver cartridges for sure.
Alright, Bill. Good luck out there.
Alright, but now I can show off the weekly collection. So yeah, for this week's weekly collection, there's 2 tarot cards, and then there's Absinthe, which is a antique alcohol bottle. And then the collection value is $60. And as for weekly collections, honestly, if you go for full sets anyways, you probably shouldn't go for the weekly collections. Of course, you're going to have to get like 2 of each of these if you're going to want to go for a weekly collection and the full collections. Say honestly, you're much better off just going for the full collections, but for those who are too lazy to go for full collections for any reason, it's of course a small, nice, tidy sum. And for the 2 tarot cards, of course, one's in the suit of cups, while the other's in the suit of wands, which there's 14 of each, of course. And yeah, as I mentioned earlier when I was talking about my strategy for the, like, challenges, of course, just to look up a map of the locations, of course. Just simply look up a map of the locations of that stuff, and you'll be very good to go. Or if not, GTA Series Videos has a very informative video on the weekly collections, like they always do. GTA Series Videos uploads a video for every single weekly collection, pretty much. So it's definitely a good channel to be subscribed to, if not already. Yeah, that covers everything with the event week. So, if anything, I'll do a match of Last Stand. For some reason, things just do not want to load. Nice. Okay, if my game will work, I'll do a Last Stand. From what I recall from the original Last Stand, it's not one I really liked that much, of course, because if you die once, you have to spectate, so it's one of the more boring modes. It's not one where you can constantly respawn. Obviously, it's going to be the same thing here, but the difference is you get a random weapon when you spawn in, which definitely creates quite a nice variable in the game mode that wasn't in it before. Where I believe in the original one, you had to use your own weapons, like with most showdown modes. This one, it gives you a random weapon, apparently. It's definitely very nice. Like, yeah, you might be at an unfair advantage compared to other people if you don't get a good weapon, but honestly, a randomness factor, that sounds like would be quite nice. It would probably make it one of my favorite showdown modes if I played them that much, which honestly I really don't, because they're like adversary modes in GTA, and I'm not a big fan of those either. Like, yeah, they're fun modes, but I would rather see them do more major stuff. And also, I haven't mentioned it yet, but the rank 10 through 60 rewards are going on until June 1st. Like, I did mention it last week, but for this week I have not. And for details on those, I've made a stream going in depth with every single one of those, like 2 weeks ago, or whenever it first happened. I won't download mission data this time, what the fuck? That's some bullshit. That's not an error I don't think I've ever got before, but okay. Still apparently loading, so that's interesting. Is it still want to take me to a mode of it anyways? Because if so, then what was the point of even... Oh, what the fuck, it just randomly spawned me on my camp. It's surprising the camp actually worked, because a lot of times it doesn't, because of the latest update, I guess. So I guess I should make this work out well, since it spawns me at my camp. Come here, Wolfie. Let me pat your ass. Wolfie, come on. There you go. Now you're facing good. At the dog. Hell yeah. Very heroic. As a certain someone would probably say. AK Project Homosexuality. Great YouTuber, by the way. Does a lot of good PvP content. PvP related content. Seriously, come on. These need to load in. Whatever, I'm giving it another go. I don't care. Give it another couple tries, and if not, then I'll end the stream. seriously? Oh, what? Is it just me, or did it spawn me in by my camp again? And then that happened. That's very weird. Okay, that's Ainsburg Mine map. Seems like a very exciting map for sure, if it's inside it at least. Honestly, I think this is the most exciting one in my opinion from what I was reading. Yeah, between the three locations I saw, this one personally sounded like my favorite. Okay. Guess that's my weapon? Cause oh my gosh, that's a terrible weapon. If ever people have a gun, I'm not gonna do so good, I feel. Well, probably one hit kills people. Okay, got 20 tomahawks. Oh god, I'm hearing dynamites. Oh yeah. Okay, this might be pretty good for me, actually. Oh god. Oh, dynamite. Oh fuck. I have a lot of tomahawks though, so then it's surprised lots of dynamites. Fuck, god damn it. Oh my god. Oh yeah. 3 dynamites. Damn it. And then some dude with a gun comes in. Okay. That actually worked out better than I thought it would. Wait, oh. Wait, do you respawn? Oh, I got dynamites now apparently. Okay. I seriously don't know how I'm gonna do this shit, but okay. I don't know. Oh, fuck! Yeah, the machete, of course. God damn it. Ah, now it's a spectator. God damn it. I didn't know there was someone there. It was too late. God damn it. Man, why did it give me dynamites the second time? God damn. Actually, I could place them and then fight them, but still, that's kind of risky too. Oh god, this guy's gonna get the same treatment as me. Oh, nope. God damn. Okay, but he still got executed. So what would happen while he was laying down or whatever, and he still got it nevertheless. But yeah, I don't remember the best of 2 like bouts or whatever being in the original, so it seems you can get 2 chances over 1 with the original mode. That's definitely quite nice, because that was the most boring part of this mode in my opinion, is if you die once from what I remember, you had to like spectate. Like yeah, you still have to spectate after 2 deaths, but still. I'm not good with dynamites personally. Oh, that was the village island apparently. Must have been one of the regular ones, which I didn't look at because I wrote that relevant for this one week. But yeah, I really liked the mode, like for sure. The randomness of the weapons was quite nice, as much as I got screwed by dynamites. And I was kind of also screwed by tomahawks, to be honest. Because there was not much I could do as a double barrel shotgun with tomahawks. Like, it was too late before I knew the person even had that shit. So yeah, a very great mode for sure. One of my favorites, personally, compared to the original Last Stand. Like, yeah, it kinda sucks you can't use your own weapons if you have really good weapons, of course. But honestly, I would rather have like ammo that's temporary for the mode, like all the GTA ones have. I don't get why a lot of the modes make you use your only ammo. Because then you gotta buy more, of course, which is kind of annoying. Huh. I like to only use it when necessary. But Condor aid, but yeah. Of course, the next stream's probably going to be my GTA Online event week stream. Whether I'll do that one early or if I'll do that one like at a much later time like I've been doing recently, I don't know. Kinda depends on what comes out. I think I've heard there's kinda some big additions coming at some point for the Diamond Casino Heist DLC still. Even though vehicles are over, of course, I believe I heard there might be some contact missions coming out for that. But, yeah. Either way, I'm not sure if I'll do it early or not. But that's fine, gonna be it for a stream. Hope you enjoyed.